Ladies and gentlemen, warriors all around the world, what's going on? Another banger. It is No Frills Podcast coming back at you. Episode 53 and counting. We here, as you see, we are remote once again on Discord. Sometimes you're going to see us with this look. You already know me, the people's commentator, and directly in front of me.
Directly in front of you, that is IFC Yikes for sure. You already know what's going on. Episode 53. It's been a pretty interesting 2 weeks for fighting games. Obviously, last week we had the Red Bull Subway Showdown. This week we had East Coast Throwdown.
Yes, sir.
So pretty much, we don't have to get into that too much, but just know it was a beautiful event. You know what I mean? Obviously, it was invitational style. You had a last chance qualified for Guilty Gear. So there was a lot of action going on there. So again, big shout out to the East Coast Throwdown crew, of course, that I've seen in person. Shout out to Long Island Joe. Shout out to my man Walter, Zach, so forth and so forth. I've seen everybody on the staff as well, Beef Uteki, and the rest of the crew, So it was pretty cool. And shout out to Brooklyn Land Center, man. They took care of us very well out there. So big shout out to you guys out in Brooklyn Land. It's a fire spot. So definitely go check that out if you're in the New York area. But yes, we are back with the No Frills. A little different here. I mean, we've done it before. I think this might be the second time that we do this, right? So kind of cool, right? Because we did it back in season 1, season 2, and what I'm talking about is a Q&A, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Chris Matrix, the people's commentator, actually went out his way to ask the people on Twitter to ask us here at the No Frills Podcast any question you want, and we picked some of the best questions for sure for you guys. So yeah,
Absolutely.
let's get to it. Yeah, man. Let's go. I'm excited. Now, mind you. Okay, cool. All right, I already see the first question. Now, mind you, I don't know what most of these questions are. This is definitely straight to Chris Matrix, so he's probably gonna surprise me with a couple of these joints. All right, so Sunshine, right? Shout outs, damn, it's a little blurry here.
Yes, I see it.
Let me full screen this. No, I see it. No, I got it. Shout outs to Sunshine. He asks, is Curly ever coming back? Don't know if you ever talked about it before. We kind of did mention it before. Obviously, there's a lot of events that we actually do. Obviously, we do Curly, we do bots, we do a lot of this stuff. But just due to the pandemic and how everything is just rapidly changing, we're kind of like slow and steady with that. We don't know exactly when we could do like a safe one. Like obviously, we could get something going, but like just so we could be on the safe side with everything, we just making sure that COVID don't ceases to exist a little bit before we actually do these big events. Because Curly Mustache, you already know that's an invitational style, and I like bringing big crowds and stuff like that. And we actually had plans for stuff like that with bots as well. Like obviously, we was gonna keep it dingy and gritty as always, but in this case, we actually did try to make it more of a spectator event, just so people could have fun with it. But it was gonna stay in the same, vibe that we always do bots. But there you have it. We just making sure things are a little more safer.
Right. And you know what? To be honest, like the way things are moving, that looks like it can be a reality. With more and more people getting vaccinated, and then these booster shots coming out. You know what I mean? So it looks like everything is moving in a positive direction in those regards. So it looks like it could be more on the yes side than the no side.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Good question, Sunshine. Good question.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah. Curly for sure.
Okay. So I can't see the name of who this question is, but if y'all could have your own versus series outside MVC and other established versus games, what two companies y'all picking? That's a good question.
Well, I don't. Let me
outside of MVC. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like, DC, but DC obviously did versus things with MK. So I'll try to like just completely shy away from that. I would love to see a versus with, even if it's just that company alone, like with the Avatar characters.
Okay.
I love the whole concept of the bending and everything. September. Okay. The Avatar characters with all 4 elements. I would love to see a fighting game like that. Who would they go against? That's pretty tough. I can't really think offhand who they would go against, but if they had their own solo game as a versus style, that would be awesome. You know what I mean? And they can get real creative with that, because they're already creative with it in a cartoon.
Now for me, let's see. No Marvel Capcom. Okay, so definitely Bleach versus. I wouldn't. You know what? Just have like an anime all stars, man. Like obviously you have like the Bleach characters in there, Naruto, Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? Maybe use the same engine as Dragon Ball, possibly. Who knows? You know, with a little extra pizzazz, if you will. But I always am fond of the Bleach fighting games. Me and Chris Matrix actually used to play a Bleach Blade of Fate back in the day on the DS side of things. So we are very the game is mad fun. So I would love to see something versus style with those IPs for sure. Yeah. There's a couple of others too. And you know what it is too. Like we got a couple of games coming out. Like I think Nickelodeon All Stars is pretty much on the horizon, right? So, but I always wonder where the old school characters at, like the Street Sharks. You know what I'm saying? Like Mice from Mars, maybe some Silverhawks in that bitch, something. You know what I mean? The Centurions. You know what I mean? Like something random like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a possibility, but obviously we're in that day and age where everybody's just trying to stay pretty much with what's going on now. But let's see. That's a good question. I would definitely love to see like a Bleach versus Naruto versus Dragon Ball versus Baki. Maybe throw Baki in there. Or something random, man. I would love to see the Baki characters in there. If y'all know the lore and the characters in the manga, pretty dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's my answer. Shit, I wish I get that Game Boy. Woo! What? Oh, what are some of your guys' favorite fighting game bosses? Damn, does this kind of shout out to my man Zevran. Damn. Let me see. Obviously, I like Bison. Like I'm gonna give you the easy ones. Let me get the easy ones out the way. I like Bison. I like Shin Akuma, and this is based off the characters I fought growing up in arcade. So Bison, Shin Akuma, Apocalypse, Onslaught are like 4 cool bosses that I fought. That was pretty cool. To the point where like when I seen Onslaught and Apocalypse, I always wondered if you could play those characters. And apparently in certain versions of NVC 1 and X-Men Street Fighter, you can actually play those bosses. Let me see. Can we count Evil Ryu as a boss? Can we actually count Evil Ryu as a boss?
I don't think so.
I feel like Oni, you could count it. Nah, not even. Damn, because they in the game.
Have to be actual bosses in a fighting game.
Yeah. Okay. Eno and Midnight Carnival was pretty cool. Let me see. Damn, I'm trying to think of like some real fighting games that I haven't played in a while. Who was the last boss in Rumblefish 2? I forgot his name. There was a boss in Rumblefish 2. There's some other ones too. Rugal is crazy. What's his name? Shin Rugal? What's his name? Yeah. Evil Rugal? I don't know what's his name. You know what I'm saying? Orochi? I don't know. I know, but the most evil Rugal and in CVS 2, that one I like. And I like Geese Howard too. Those are my picks. Some of my favorites.
Geese was definitely one of mine. I did like Cyber Akuma a lot.
Yeah.
I did like Cyber Akuma because my man was moving it. When he teleported, he had the wings on the back. He looked godlike. Marvel 2 bosses, blah.
That's why I never mentioned them. They're so free that I couldn't even like enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Even as a scrub coming up in Marvel 2, I was smoking that shit.
I'm an Akuma fan, so Shin Akuma also. When at the end of Super Street Fighter, when you beat it the right way, and my man comes out of Raging Demons Bison, so he was one of mine. It's tough because it's on the spot, so I gotta really think about those other fighting games that I played. But for now, like that's where I'm at right now.
In a fighting game, yo, can we count? Who was the last bosses in WrestleMania? In the WrestleMania arcade game, was it like Undertaker and shit? Undertaker. It depends. I guess it depends on the character you pick, or there was always a. Probably, I'm not too sure.
It might be your rival.
Yeah. I
mean, good question. Though. I like that. You get the cogs turning, making us think. All right.
I play a lot of fighting games, so. But anyway, yeah, that was a good one. I like that question. Yeah, that was a good way to round it out. Do you both have a favorite restaurant from my man Kuma Gang? Foom the Kid at Foom the Kid. Have a favorite restaurant?
My favorite restaurant is probably Sylvia's Soul Food Restaurant.
Woo!
I love me some smothered chicken.
Damn, I don't really
It's right. It's in Harlem and here in New York City. So anytime somebody comes to visit, I mean, for a tournament day in town, we always make a little Sylvia's trip. You know what I mean? I always say, yo, listen, y'all gonna have some smothered chicken. So
for me, man. All right. There's a restaurant in Seattle, and I can only get it in Seattle, which is so dope. It's called Kona Kitchen. It's like a Hawaiian. It's like a Hawaiian style, literally authentic Hawaiian style a food place where it's like actually it was a actual house, but they turned it into a restaurant. So you already got that like homey feel when you go in there. And they just serve the most illest like rice combinations, different drink combinations, just anything. Even from the burgers, like the burgers they make it Hawaiian style, and obviously like one of their like signature dishes is like rice with spam. I like spam when it's mixed with mashed shit in there, like eggs and all types of meats and shit. Like I like those combinations. I like those gumbo style rices. You know what I mean? So Kona Kitchen is definitely, I wouldn't say my number one, but that's like one that really sticks. Only because number one, I don't get to eat there all the time because I'm not from Seattle, but it left a very lasting memory in my taste buds for sure. So definitely Kona Kitchen, Seattle. I'm gonna go with that one.
I mean, another one that's close for me, but only because I can't eat there often, is Hash House A Go Go.
Hash House is fire. That's in Vegas.
Oh yeah, those portions is crazy, man.
Yeah.
They got
and you gotta make sure
pancake, the chicken and waffles is OD.
Yeah, and you gotta make sure you go there early though. Like if you go like late night, they're gonna give you all the leftover shit, so it's gonna be kind of ass. You know about that? They give you all the shit dried out in the same spot in Vegas.
I haven't went there late night yet.
Bro, I went there late night. They gave me some trash everything, bro. Shit was dried out and everything. But I know why though. They're trying to get rid of all that shit. Like I get it. But like freaking during the day, that shit's fire. Not gonna lie. During the day. Maybe they just had a bad night that day, but that shit is fire. Hash House is just fire. Oh, I like just an honorable mention. I wouldn't say it's a restaurant. It's kind of a food chain, but it kind of got that feeling of a restaurant. Raising Cane's is pretty fire as well.
Oh yeah, some Cane's. I love
Cane's.
that toast.
Yeah, that shit is too good. So I'll give you that.
Toast. Oh,
it is pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay, Mr. J, how do you feel about the Marvel or DC versus Dragon Ball Z argument? I've always been a fan of versus battles. Want to know your guys' in-depth takes. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's always a super great debate, right? But if you want to be actually technical, it's one that probably should never be had. And that's because a long time ago, Superman was actually I think rated to be on par with like Krillin from Dragon Ball in terms of power. That's how strong Dragon Ball characters are in comparison to like the Marvel and DC world. So like they it really shouldn't be had, but it's cool, you know. It's still cool to have that debate, you know what I mean? But like that was written down, you know what I mean? That was actually, you know, like a rated thing. Like Superman was like on par with like Krillin from Dragon Ball. So like the level of power that these characters in Dragon Ball kick out are OD. You know what I mean? OD.
Yeah, it's broken, man. I mean, like just looking at the like, I could see Marvel DC in terms of comparisons, but like anything Dragon Ball is kind of broken. And then you see the villains they got in that shit, man. They got gods. They got Jiren. I feel like Jiren will smoke like 100% of fucking Marvel DC unless you really get somebody that like really just fucks with people on the magical side or just, you know, bending reality. Then I could see that having like a problem on them. But in terms of like straight fist fights and shit, I don't know about that, man. That's pretty beast. But I guess we could stay on the Marvel and DC side. But I mean, we'll stay here forever, to be honest. When it comes to that, you know. But overall, what you think Chris will win, Marvel or DC? I mean, they pretty much match in terms of the characters that they have on each side.
It's to me, it's probably dead even because they both have their uber parts. You know what I mean? Like it would have to really be broken down into specific matchups, but they both got some OD shit on their side. So, but like in terms of the Dragon Ball characters, that's too tough, man. It just shouldn't be. Although, you know, watching the actual footage of the Death Battle episodes with like Goku versus Superman it was a good watch. You know what I mean? It was definitely a good watch.
Because
The animation, the fight, it was entertaining. Yeah.
It evened it out to make it look cool. It
Yeah.
had to, but I like those joints, those death battles.
Yeah.
I was a good one. Damn, Marvel DC, bro. They just need to make that. I don't know why they've been slacking. Yo, Disney, just cop them already, man. Like, y'all don't got money under the sun. I'm pretty sure they don't want to let go of it.
All right.
Let's go. That would have been good shit. What's the next one?
Sir Gossington.
It's a good
Have you
question.
guys been keeping up with battle rap as of recent? And if so, how do you guys feel about the whole caffeine era debate? Do you think events should go back to pay-per-view or stay free of charge on caffeine? Much love from VA. All right. Well, first of all, shout out to VA. You know what I mean? Much love from here from the No First podcast. I don't mind the caffeine era. It's a pretty cool thing to me. I like the fact that you still get to watch the battles free rather than pay-per-view, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a stack. There's no frills. Like, Yipes and I have been to quite a few rap battle events in person.
Quite a few.
And like, the fact of the matter is, like, a lot of times them joints don't be starting on time. You know what I mean? It'd be some form of delay and stuff like that. So, when you're watching at home and you're paying for something, you want it to start on time and everything like that. If anything goes wrong, you're gonna feel a little more salty because you paid for it. But when it's on the caffeine, you know what I mean? Whatever happens, you're comfortable, you're cool. I like the whole caffeine app where, like, you see people's comments and people could freaking drop, like, who they think is winning like that. So I like the progression that they made with it right there like that.
But this is the problem with caffeine that I will say. So I've watched a couple of battles, right?
Okay.
And sometimes when the battle is good, the bias be so crazy, because usually so this is, and I'm gonna give you my insight on this battle rap period, right? In terms of, like, the viewership and who watch it. A lot of people watch that shit just solely off of crowd reactions. They'll just see somebody do some hype energy shit, and then everybody go crazy, but then they really not saying anything. You know what I mean? So I'm there paying attention. I've been to a couple battles. I'll give you an example. I went to Calico versus Lux, right? And obviously there was some Detroit fans in the building, right? They like Calico. Calico would say some shit and it really wasn't hitting, but they go crazy. Talk shit. I'm just listening. I'm like, bro, they ain't really saying nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so picture that, right? Oh, those type of people all in one app, right? And they just see a certain energy, whatever the case is, and they're gonna go for that energy, but knowing that they're not really saying anything to really attack their opponent. Like, it's pretty much whack balls or just whack references, whatever the case is, right? So I think that's the problem with the caffeine era of battle rap, just on that end, on just people just debating on who won or whatever the case is. But real ones know if they really pay attention to the bars.
Yeah. I mean, me personally also, I actually prefer when they was doing it with no crowd. I like the straight no crowd, old school battles where you just hearing straight bars. You know what I mean? That's what I'm about. I like the no crowd. You hear everything, no bars, no freaking filler in there. You know what I mean? Nobody riding waves, but at the same time, I get it. You know what I mean? It's not just a battle, it's a performance, and part of that is crowd control and winning over the crowd and stuff like that, and stage presence. So I respect it too. That's just what I prefer.
I mean, for sure. But if it's in an empty room, man, you gotta come correct. I mean, I'll give you a prime example: Sue Surf versus Loaded Lux. Now, you would think that would be some real extravagant shit, especially if there was a crowd. It probably would have been more special than what it was, but it kind of, I wouldn't say exposed Surf, but he definitely hasn't been in a quiet room in never actually. I don't remember. He always had a crowd, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that was a little different because he didn't perform well and the bars wasn't really hitting. You know what I mean? Especially going up against Lux. And then, to my surprise, Lux wasn't even really throwing no crazy punches neither. You know? So, like, it's little things like that. Obviously, people do better with the crowd and other people do without, or a little bit of both. I'm hyped that Murder Mook could perform with or without a room. I like that Tay Rock could perform with or without a room. Same thing with Charlie Clips. Like, it's just the hard spitters that actually been in the mix for a hot minute. Because I remember when Tay Rock was ass. You know what I'm saying? And he definitely earned his right as a performer and as a lyrical beast. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. You remember that line? Throw him off the cliff like Pocahontas. That shit was ass. Y'all know, if for the old heads out there that was watching battle rap, y'all know what battle I'm talking about. Yeah, man. I think it's a good thing. It's healthy in terms of just showing the visibility and that letting people know that the culture exists, because it's actually free to catch it live. But if you want to have the VODs, you got to pay for it. You know what I mean?
And that's actually cool because
cool.
mean they do come on YouTube like months later, but it's cool that you can get the URL app and watch them anytime. You know what I mean? Yipes, who's your favorite all time battle rap?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. It was Lux at one point.
Okay.
But just the consistency and some of the bullshit that happens in the matchups just showed me that he didn't really stay too legendary. Now, I will always respect his pen, and I will always keep it up there as one of the best. But it's just certain I noticed we just need more Hoodie Lux, man. We need that Hoodie Lux, man. I need that Lux when he was battling Miles, bro. Like, I'm sorry, like I can't let go of that because I feel like that was prime Lux, and what he knows now with that attitude, it would be so fucking great it would be so great as a performer. Yeah. He was wild, cocky and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand all the woke talking, the gimmicks. Obviously, he was a Black Panther, and you've seen his other get-ups and shit. You seen what was it? Was it Rich? He was Rich against Murder Mook.
Porter, yeah.
He's Rich Porter. Like, I get it. Like, I get the angles, but it's like, yo, you gotta really get in your bag in terms of really going back to your vintage shit, like, and mind you, a lot of people aren't even gonna get Lux because his shit is real deep. Like, you really gotta pay attention.
Yes.
So some people in the crowd, again, back to the shit I was saying about the crowds, they not really gonna feel a guy like Lux because they looking for that, I guess, that power punch with that little that ant rah shit to get you going in the freaking crowd. You know what I mean? And just get those reactions, because you know what I mean. Like, I don't know, man. Like, but in terms of all time. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, Daylight is creeping up there, kid.
Okay.
Daylight is creeping up there. Mook for sure is up there, especially when he really gotta perform. Like, I guess I feel, I'm not gonna lie to you, his best performance was against Tay Rock. I think that's his best performance up to date. Like, I was there in person when I saw Murder Mook versus Iron Solomon. That wasn't the best shit I've seen. Only because we was happy to see Mook back, but Iron Solomon didn't really deliver. And we've been hearing about that matchup for years. I'm talking about since the DVD era. Like, yo, when we gonna get Solomon Mook? When we gonna get Mook versus Cassidy? You know what I'm saying? When we gonna get Mook versus Reed? When we gonna get Mook versus Joey Jihad? Like, it was these old ass joints. You know what I mean? Cicero was in the mix too. Meek was in the battle talks back in the day. But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to say Clips. I'm gonna have to say Daylight, Clips, Mook. I will have to say it's my 3 right now. But that Daylight is definitely creeping up. All time for real is Charlie Clips, but Daylight's creeping up. He's creeping up.
Mine is Lux. Mine is loaded. I love the bars, but I know he's outdated in terms of what battle rap is right now and today, and in terms of like how you should be playing to the crowd. So, but like the shit that he be saying for me is straight fire. So like that's always what hooks me. I like Mook too because I love the way he angles. His angles are OD. He knows how to dissect somebody. If he has some prep time, I really don't see nobody beating him. I could be wrong. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just something I gotta see first. I can't be like, damn, that he's gonna lose to him. Like, it's tough for me.
Yeah. You know what it is?
It's crazy.
The thing about Mook is he has so much ammunition, right? Like, he's so deep into the culture, like when it comes to just being at events and just knowing people personally. Like, if y'all ever try to go at him with the bag and he knows some shit, he's gonna expose you. I mean, I'll lie what happened with him and Tay Rock in the battle scene. Like, he put a lot of his business out there. Now, I ain't see motherfuckers denying it neither. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's too powerful going up against Mook. It's too rough, actually.
Yeah, I would love to see him versus DNA.
You know, I don't know about DNA, man. Like, he's actually up there as one of the greats. Don't get me wrong, but like, what DNA gonna hit him with?
That's always my issue when I'm thinking about this person versus Mook. I'm like, damn, like I can't see Mook losing because I'm like, what angle are they gonna go with? And right. It's gonna have to be straight balls. Like he's gonna have to be straight better.
And what I like about DNA, he's matured so much in his lyrical content. He's really on the grown man ball shit. Like, he ain't talking none of that bullshit, you know, real fairy tale. Like maybe with some like metaphors and punchlines just to make something stick, but like he really talking to you. He on that shit right now, DNA. So that would be a cool bout for sure. I would love to see, just for shits and giggles, I would love to see DNA versus Charlie Clips, bro.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I would love to see that shit because they know each other the best. They know each other the best. and they both could freestyle off the top on some beast shit. Like they like God tier level freestylers. Like people actually don't know that. I think the only qualm I ever had with DNA is when he pulled that mic out against K Shine, bro. And we was there for that. Me and Matrix, for people that know, the Professor Shine versus DNA, me and Matrix is there, of course.
Right there.
So
in the front.
Yeah, man. So that shit was kind of like, when I seen him pull out the mic and put the beat, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. You should have just took the graceful L, bro. Because he knew when he seen that fucking cupboard cutout come out and freaking the scientist suit and shit with the science suit with the fucking goggles, like he knew it was on some next level shit. I was personally surprised because I didn't know Shine had it in him to do something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's so at that time he was so heavy on Dot Mob. You think it's just on that vibe, right? But you never thought a guy would like really step out of his comfort zone and do some cool shit like that. So definitely come in K Shine for that one.
Down DNA.
He broke him down, sure.
Good question, Sir Gossington.
Bro, sure. I like that one. That was Segundo one. Okay.
American Pimp 2.
You got this one?
Yeah, I got it.
Hold on. No, the reason why I can't see it on the screen. You good.
You guys have seen the FGC go through many transitions. What was the hardest to adjust to personally? What did you think would never happen but did? That's easy for me.
I say I'm gonna read it again.
Right. For me, it was real old school. For me, it was when the arcades were no more and every tournament was console.
Yep.
Because that transition, not that I minded it, but like number one, going from Marvel to arcade to Dreamcast, the speed was a little different. And number two, when we traveled now, like pretty much like you had to make sure you had working equipment. You know what I mean? So like now, if your stick broke down, you were responsible to fix it, as opposed to when you were at an arcade. You know what I mean? If something go out, a button go out, something like that. You know, they were responsible to fix it. So that was a change. People really weren't feeling that much. People were like so big on being arcade advocates. So it was a transition, but you know, we adjusted to it. We got used to it.
For me, just to piggyback on that, that's one of them for sure. So for people that don't know, when we was rocking consoles, that was just to practice for arcade. You know what I mean? Even though the speeds was a little different, that was basically that. So yeah, I agree with you with that one. So like once arcades died, it was a little weird in terms of transitioning, because like you go into events now, everybody got a mod stick, and you know what I mean? Everybody got their setups. And mind you, there was console tournaments, but like the big ones was always in arcades. You know what I mean? And Evo, I think at the time when arcades was kind of dying out, was the biggest one for consoles. You know what I mean? Well, that of course, that was in 2004. 2004 was the first one that it came with consoles, right? Was it? It was 2004, right? 2003 when y'all did East and West, that was arcade, right?
03, yeah. 04 was
console. Nah, it was console.
Yeah. Yep.
Remember the team tournament entrance with Clockwork? They all came with their shit. Yeah. So that one for sure.
His freaking long ass stick.
Yeah. You feel me? So like, all right. So another one, I guess, would have to be the rowdiness, man, and that sticks with the arcade as well, the arcade argument. So this is what I mean by that, right? Like back then it was so crowded and rowdy, but that we pretty much was like right behind people's necks watching some matches. You know what I mean? So obviously now, especially with what's going on now, but before COVID even hit, obviously now you got everything separated on the stage and then people behind like barricades or whatever the case is. Maybe they'll be like right next to the stage, but right next to you. But I actually missed that cringe of just everybody around. That shit was dope. Fucking sweating there, shit, playing my game, fighting for my life. That shit was cool. You know what I mean? I missed that. Obviously had to go a little PG with the commentary thing, if you will. So that was another transition for sure. You know, even though we still talk our shit, sometimes I'll let some shit fly. But like compared to how we used to talk back in the day, it don't compare. If anything, if we actually was allowed to be like how we was back in the day, we probably would be 10 times more funnier, to be real with you. And we already like clowns as is. So just imagine if we had no filter, me and Chris Matrix. Imagine that. You know what I mean? Or Tasty Steve. It'll be a different story, but it'll be hella entertaining. I will say that for sure.
Good question. American Pimp 2. Y'all names be killing me, man.
So we got level 1. Shout out to Edgar at level 1 Pride, LV1 Pride, and he goes better theme song, X-Men animated series or King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. Oh shit. All right, look. X-Men is goated. I'm not gonna lie because that shit really set the tone on your morning. Like when you knew that shit was coming on, it goes into that blast straight to the transition to the X-Men just running and shit. That shit was fire.
Previously on X-Men.
Yeah. That shit was fire, right? But Arthur and the Knights of Justice bringing evil down. That shit is hard.
Yes.
Yo, that shit was hard. I don't know. That's a hard question, man. I mean, I'm gonna be real. If I wanted to go out,
talk about that's also that's tough.
I'm gonna be real with you, right? In a household, I can listen to X-Men but I can only listen to it like as the cartoon comes on. King Arthur, the Knights of Justice, I can actually bump that on my headphones. I'm not gonna lie. Like I could walk out. I probably could go in the gym. I don't think the X-Men theme will actually get me hyped to go in the gym. King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, though, they'll get me lit. They'll get me hyped.
Yeah. So, see, now, like I said, that's tough. That is super tough because both those theme songs are straight fire. But the only thing that wins it for me, for King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, the fact that they have lyrics with the song.
Yes,
they got lyrics with the song.
I in the storm and the evil. And I forgot what he said. It's the crime. I forgot the lyrics.
That shit hits, bro.
Yeah, I forgot the lyrics.
The Knights of Justice taking evil down.
I like how that shit ended at the intro. Once the dragon came out, it was done.
Come on. Yeah.
Come on.
That yo, know what's crazy? That actually might be top 3 cartoon intros for me. That shit is OD. Good question, man. That was tough, Edgar. That was tough.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, King Arthur, the Knights of Justice. And I know people are gonna be like, "What? You crazy?" I can't listen to the X-Men theme repetitively. Yeah. Think about it. That's just how I want to hear every time I see the new episode or a repeat, whatever. But like King Arthur, I can bump that. Sure. All right, what's the next one?
Hype bomb. Yo, No Frills Podcast. I noticed that after you get fundamentals down, every game is basically the character-player matchup. Better player make less mistakes and punish you for every one you give them. What are some epiphanies you learned that allow you to persevere past intermediate? Excellent question.
That is an excellent
question. You know, so the epiphany really stuck out. It obviously, in my opinion, it's really game to game, because some games like really require a little more deepness and fundamental knowledge and things like that than others. So I'll just speak on Marvel 2. Pretty much when it got to the point where like, okay, everybody's finishing pretty much, and I mean everybody's doing some stuff, that's when you really get to see in depth of how people are really getting those hits, and you know, like movement wise and stuff like that. So once you hit that, you gotta say like, okay, everybody's finishing. What can I do to stand out? Like, how can I edge it so that I give myself more opportunities than this person to get my shit off? You know what I mean? So like when you think of it like that, and then like you start saying like, okay, you know, this is where I need to work, this is where I need to work, or if I'm getting hit here, I gotta fix that. That's what actually persevered me to like push through that layer that I was at.
Okay. Well, for me, so it's crazy. Me coming up, I'll join you on the Marvel too. For me coming up, I always had a little bit of patience. It was just like people had some crazy ass experience. You know what I mean? So one thing that made me like persevere in terms of like getting past that intermediate level is my awareness levels. Like obviously, I was always good with execution, so like I could just confidently just fight. You know what I mean? And just like figure out how to hit somebody or just mix them up. But once I started being aware of a lot of shit that was going on, and I was comfortable on where to place like my normals or my pacing, or like certain spots on the stage on the screen, that's when I knew I was getting past that hump of being an intermediate level. It was just literally the awareness and the experience. Obviously, with the awareness comes the experience, right? But yeah, when I started getting a lot more aware, that's when things started falling a little more in place. Now in the newer games, I would have to say, well, you know what? This goes for both. When I started smelling blood less, problem was with me at one point, I would smell blood so much, like I'm so close to killing something that I'll actually hang myself in a match. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's basically, you know, what I got better with, and it goes hand in hand with awareness, because you got to see those situations where you got to slow down. You know what I mean? So that and frame data definitely helped me go over that hump. My setups got a lot more tighter. You know what I mean? I knew exactly when people was trying to press shit or whatever the case is that pushed my advantage when I fought somebody. But it was literally more just the awareness, man. Because obviously once you learn all the good shit in the game, from the engine to like the characters you play and what they have, you just literally have to make them shits really work in the neutral. So awareness is definitely something that goes hand in hand with that. I'm gonna have to say that, my awareness. And smell blood less.
Good question, Hype Bomb. Really good question.
I like that one, yep, for sure. That was a good one. Okay, so he goes, he a vampire saying
anything.
And this question has to do with Darkstalkers. All right, shout out to at Zigzag Zox. I'm gonna say it like that. But how do you feel about the Darkstalkers series of games, and when Darkstalkers 4 or the like comes out, who would you play? No Frills Podcast, love the show. Big shout out to you, brother. Well, I fuck with Talbane. Funny that your name, that you say put Talbane and everything. So that's it, man.
He's my favorite character in that game.
Yeah, I fuck with Talbane. I like what's this dude's name? He had like the little sights floating around in his back. Damn, I forgot the dude's name, bro. You know what I'm talking about? He has like the broken sword, like it's floating. Man, I can just hold on. Let me see. I'll tell you right now. We got PCs. I got you right now. I hope a new game comes out, to be honest. Okay. Damn. Obviously, it's Dimitri Talbane, but it's the other guy I'm looking for. He got the freaking sword floating, man.
The sword floating?
I gotta get this. Hold on. Jeddah, of course. I love Jeddah. Oh, am I bugging?
You talking about you're not talking about Lord Raptor?
Nah, that's to do with the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me his name shows up. Donovan.
Oh, yeah. The dude that looked like Dan.
Urian got the alternate. Yeah,
Donovan.
he's pretty cool. Was the sword floating, or was this in the? I swear to God, it was floating. I could be wrong. Somebody, y'all can correct me on that for sure. But yeah, so Donovan, I like Donovan. I like Jeddah, Dimitri, but for sure my favorite is Talbane. So I would say Talbane for me. Absolutely.
Yeah, John Talbane for me too. And the first part of your question, actually, I think I actually like the first three Darkstalkers. So I think that's a good series. I think the whole concept is cool. I love the character design and everything like that. So yeah, they should definitely keep that up.
Yeah, man. It's crazy because they actually did tease Darkstalkers a while back. I forgot what year that was. Was it like a Comic-Con or some shit like that? I could be wrong. It was like in a convention. They actually like teased it. You know what I mean? But I think it was more so for like a remaster or some shit. I hope those Darkstalkers get some love, man. There's a lot of IPs that Capcom don't use. So I would love them to actually bring them back for sure.
Niche. I think I can see that right.
Niche Thixon.
What's the worst game or movie you ever played or seen? Okay. My worst movie was that Dragon Ball movie.
Shit was trash. Oh my god, that shit was trash, bro.
That shit was awful. I'm sorry. It was awful.
You seen how young Roshi looked?
Yo, it was awful.
My man had a full set of hair. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's over. I would have to agree with you on that one. Let me see another one. I think it's the Dragon Ball movie, man. That shit was the worst. Now, game. This is easy. Superman 64. Wow, that game was trash. Oh my god, it was trash. But there you go. Those are my two answers.
I don't know what's the worst game I played.
You like Solomon's Key?
Yeah. Solomon Key is cool. The worst game?
And an honorable mention.
Yeah. I got my worst game. Oh gosh. NBA Jam Extreme. Oh my gosh, that game was disgusting. Yo, the graphics look horrible. The ball was mad small and like flickering. You couldn't see nothing that was going on. It was, oh my gosh.
I gotta go check that out. It's bad?
Yo, the only good thing they have, like some of the voices, have Marv Albano. Welcome to NBA Jam Extreme. Oh,
and honorable mention, E.T. for Nintendo.
I didn't play the E.T.
Don't worry about it. Just don't.
That game, yo, NBA Jam Extreme is, oh god, I'm looking at this game now. This game's awful, bro.
So my man Boss, shout out to Boss, man, on Twitter. He asked, do you guys think you'll ever go hard to compete in another game the way you both were for MVC2? Maybe for an MVC2 remake as an example. So to be real with you, the reason why MVC2 I went so hard on that is because I played that for 10 plus years at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the game came out in 99, but I was playing it competitively since late 03. So imagine that, right? I had that much time to play the game from late 03 competitive. I've been playing the game since it came out, but like competitive, like when I started like understanding how it works at a high level, from 2003 to 2010, I played that game nonstop with the homies. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I could relive that in terms of on the competitive standpoint, because games change every like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? So like there's never been like a forever game when it comes to like this age, unless of course, you know, and that's not to say that we're not gonna like dead communities or nothing like that, but that's just how the progression goes in FGC now. Like depending on what game you play, you'll probably move forward. Like obviously everybody that was in Street Fighter 4 went over to Street Fighter 5, you know what I'm saying? And so forth and so forth. You know what I mean? But in terms of competing like now, maybe I'm looking at that in Strive, but again, I don't know how long is the game gonna last, but I'm gonna play it when it does go offline. Will I be competing at it in a level where I'll be doing it as long as I did my past games? Even Street Fighter 4 I played for a long time, you know what I mean? But and Marvel 3. So yeah, like it all depends, really. It all depends. You know, something gotta really catch me, be like, yo, I love this game so much, you know? I was kind of feeling like that, no lie, with MKX early on, but then the game just got wild broken. Like it was really getting wild broken. MVCI was kind of like that too a little bit. I was heading to that direction to actually keep competing, but you already know what happened with that early on, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
For me, I can see it, but a game would have to drop that I really, really fell in love with, you know what I mean? And like it'd have to be enough to the point where I probably dialed back how much I would play MVC2. So that's how good the game would have to be to me, because I won't be able to play any other game side by side with Marvel 2. I won't be able to do that. I just don't have the time to do it. So it'd have to be something that will make me like put MVC2 on a back burner, like if Marvel 4 dropped, like you said, or maybe a remake or something like that. But if Marvel 4 dropped and it was good, I'm always gonna give it a legit chance. And it was like good, you know, I'll definitely be in there. You know what I mean? But it's just, you know, just about the time factor. and I guess like the community. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like who I'm playing with, who I'm training with. If the homies is playing, like if that's what we doing, that's our thing. I could be doing it. You know what I mean? But if it's like the scene is like, man, it's gonna be tough for me. Like there's a lot of games that I do want to play, but the time gets in the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's kind of like with me traveling. There've been a couple of times I would want to enter, right? But because I'm commentating, they don't allow you to enter. It depends on the tours or whatever the case is, so I can't enter those. So I got to be like a tournament with like no tour, and I could jump in there. I do plan to enter Frosty Faustings for sure. But yeah, that was kind of like that with Dragon Ball, man. Until like Dominion kind of fell off with the game, and then we started getting busy with shit, and we just stopped freaking playing the game. We was actually playing that game like day in, day out at one point, like finding touch of deaths and shit with our teams, all types of shit. But I can see it definitely happening with me, man, for sure. I can't, but at the level of Marvel 2, I don't know. I don't know.
Good question, boss.
That is a good question. MVT2 grind with others? I don't know. How would you guys feel? That's love. Shout out to Fried Toast, Tostavi. Shout outs to you, like Zodia. Okay. He asked, how would you guys feel about doing a bots but with international talent? So check this, right? I mean, Chris knows this and a couple of others. So before COVID hit, I don't know if you guys realized I was going to other places to try to play Marvel 2. My first stop was Mexico. I had a gig out there, and I went to Mexico to play Marvel 2. Like, I actually took my stick out there, and I haven't done that in freaking years. Like, for like 10, almost like 10, 12 years, I didn't take my stick out. No, let's say 9, 10. You know what I mean? Like, took it out, like, out of town and shit. So, I went there and I played the Mexico crew, but the whole point is to get acquainted with that scene. So, like, to see if they're actually ready to travel to do something special with bots. Down the line, I actually had something planned to do international, like to get the Japanese people involved, the people in the Philippines, Mexico. I don't know if in the EU they play, like, seriously, if they got a strong core, but definitely Mexico, Japan, and the Philippines has a very, very strong core. So yes, we definitely did have something like that down the line. Now, obviously, with everything going on in the world, it's going to be a little tougher, but that year when I went for Thunderstruck, I think that was 2019, that was definitely the momentum I was trying to catch to get people involved on the international side. So yes, that definitely was a thing. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely spoken amongst ourselves about definitely branching out and doing bots internationally. That'd be an awesome thing. You know, anything that involves, worldwide playing of Marvel 2 is right on board with what we want to do. You know what I mean? Like, part of the whole Marvel 2 movement. You know what I mean? And it'd be great if the world can enjoy the game that we've enjoyed for so many years, and they can find that same passion and love playing the game or just watching it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people that don't play still watch the game, even if they've never played it a day in their life. So, that is definitely something that we're about. But, obviously that monster in 2020, like, definitely slowed a lot of things down. I'm talking about COVID-19. So, we'll see what can happen. You know what I mean? Obviously, everybody wants to be safe. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like, that's definitely an idea that we still have in the air. But again, we're waiting for the monster to at least hide under the bed for a while before we bring everybody out. So, yep, that's it. But that's a good question, for sure. Okay, this is from
Yuri
Uchiha.
Y'all want a Dragon Ball FighterZ 2? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yo, to be honest, I feel like the patch that came out is the Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, but we'll actually make it like a legit part 2 if you add rollback to that shit. Just do a whole different game. I feel like you put the game and probably spice it up with some other characters. Maybe just pretty much put the whole Dragon Ball universe in there. You know what I mean? On some cool shit. But it's the main thing to make it a fresh new game. Besides the characters, you got to give it rollback. You have to.
I mean, I would, and this is me having versus game bias, but I would definitely try to tweak that engine a little more to our classic traditional versus game series style engine to see how it will play out. You know what I mean? Like,
give it an actual push block.
Yeah, like Marvel 2, Marvel 1, stuff like that. I would definitely tweak the engine to, have more interaction and less, like, you block it for days, and then like I'm trying to steal a turn here, like just some more interaction. But it's cool.
It's kind of crazy how the game has transitioned now. So obviously Dragon Ball FighterZ came out. This is right around the time MVCI came out, so that was kind of like another reason why MVCI fell under the water a little bit. Not to say that it's a whack game, but it's more so the hype of Dragon Ball FighterZ came out. Obviously, the killers stayed behind in MVCI, but like the true community. But like when Dragon Ball FighterZ came out, that was like the thing. That was the versus style game that people wanted in a way, right? So it's crazy, right? Moving forward, it's the new season that we in now. They literally have NVCI mechanics in that shit. In terms of bringing out an assist, tagging while the assist is out, doing the move, tagging, like it's literally in there. Might not be like just exactly the same, but pretty darn the same. Fuck it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to say it, Besides the mechanics and shit, like the counter routes or whatever the case is on hit, right? But it's just crazy how it just transitioned like that. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I think it's dope, especially when you have so much open room to be creative. I don't see why not, and doing some shit like that. But yeah, to make it a true official Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, gotta give it rollback. For sure. I'm telling you, man, Strive did some things, man. It made a lot of people question their decision making on this internet shit. For real.
Egotistic Raichu. What is a fighting game that you guys have been wanting to dip your toes into? Also, what character or gameplay mechanic in that game sparked you to want to give it a try? Go ahead, Yapes.
I got mine. If I really wanted to delve into something fresh, it would be Tekken, and I want to play some Steve Fox. Just the sway mechanic, just him landing that counter hit damage. It's a big shot. I just like disrespectful uppercuts and punches to carry you to the wall, or just carry you in general. So Steve Fox definitely been one of those characters that I always wanted to just freaking plunge in when I play games. And I guess an honorable mention, I would probably say. Let me see. I always wanted to play a Virtual Fighter too. Play my man Wolf. I like how he scoops motherfuckers and that shit. So, but yeah, I would have to say top would be Tekken for Steve Fox.
Okay. For me, the number one would be Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
Okay.
Obviously, I love the characters of the game, and I love the action in the game. You know what I mean? Like it's a pretty relatively like fast-paced game, and like you get hit, you done. It's kind of crazy, but it looks fun as hell. I love the fact that like there's 3 characters in that game that I love that are actually in the game. That's the Gold Ranger, that's Red Ranger, and Shadow Ranger. So you know what I mean? That's another thing that attracts to the game. And also, I wouldn't mind playing Guilty Gear Strive because to me, I like the fact that the game has layers. You know what I mean? With the whole RC system, you know what I mean? Like, you have to manage your tension meter properly in certain matchups, stuff like that. So I like stuff like that, where the game has some layers to it. Yeah. So yeah, that's me. Good question.
Yeah. And you know what? Just to throw another one out there, I wouldn't mind revisiting the old Guilty Gear games now that I understand and grasp it more. Just to get my feet wet, just to see what I was missing. You know what I mean? It's definitely another game.
I felt that way about ST. I almost felt like playing some ST again to revisit foundation of footsies.
Mm-hmm. Especially since you understand fighting games so much now, right? Yeah, for sure. All right, so my man Dynamite, right? Oh, my man, that's BLM Dynamite. I see you, my boy. Okay, holla. Big supporter there. Good ass commentator too. If you could rework any NVC2 character outside of the top tiers, which one would it be and why? You could rework any shit. To be honest, I already know what Chris is gonna say. But
what?
I think I know if you could grab a character from Marvel Tool and fix him up, I think I know you gonna what you gonna say.
No, outside of top tiers.
Oh, outside of top tiers.
Yes.
Oh, rework. Oh, as a character. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Nah, Jim Rhodes is considered top tier. Fuck.
Yeah. You gotta leave him alone, man. He got. Come on, my man said some Jim Rhodes.
Yo, I wish he had a little. Yo. If he had
got the.
Nah, let me go back.
And he got wear down.
Damn. Fuck. I guess Morgan, but give her the fast dash. Don't give her that fucking delay in the air. Give her a faster dash. Let's see. Who else? Thanos. Give him an air grab, please. Give him an air grab. You know what I mean? And mind you, I'm just speaking on behalf of the low tiers or whatever the case is in terms of low tier versus low tier. But in terms of a low tier that we can take up to the top.
Oh, I already know who I'm fucking with. I already know.
Oh. Damn, that globe is big, son. Yo, there's a lot of cool ass characters. I mean, I guess Charlie. I fuck with Nash. I wouldn't mind Nash getting some little buffs in there. Make that fucking moonsault mad fast. Like that mad fast. Just do it mad fast. Not that little. Not that little fucking.
He sticks first, right?
He gotta put his leg out first, like. He gotta like put it out there, like I would say, Charlie.
Mad fast.
but make him do it mad fast. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. Let me see what you want.
Oh, Fred, this is light work for me.
I already know, and I know what you want. Yeah.
Who you think?
It's Cyclops, man.
No, he top. No, he don't count.
He's not top tier.
No, he's top tier.
He's top tier. Sis.
No, but he's not God tier, but he's still top. He will be banned. He will be banned from some stuff.
He's not top tier though.
He has a high ratio. We're not talking about no Psych, no Doom, no.
So who you want?
Man, I am fixing up some Bison, bro. I'm giving Bison an 8-way dash. Hands down. Bison deserves an 8-way dash. He's a boss character. He deserves to be OD. I'm giving Bison an 8-way dash.
He do.
Yeah. If he had an 8-way dash, he would be ridiculous. I'm giving him an 8-way dash, hands down. That's first and foremost. Yeah. He got a teleport. He got a freaking he got great special moves. You can do them in the air. He got combos into air supers. He got some shit, bro. He got a great ass anti-air. He has damage. All he needs to do is open you up. You see his jump roundhouse? Imagine him trying to jump with that roundhouse.
That would be pretty ill. Claw that shit.
Yes. Doing try.
That shit. But not low key. I thought he meant the top tiers, like fix him up. I know he was gonna say don't make Magneto short, super jump short.
We ain't got the tweak.
Remove guard breaks. Just remove guard breaks.
Yeah, but the low tiers, they gotta open people up though. I do like some Ken. I hate the fact that they gave Ken that little freaking crappy ass. I cut it short a little bit.
You know what? Let's give everybody a universal change. Everybody that has a slow ass overhead, right? Just let it chain into a launch.
No, I'm not giving that to everybody. Nah.
No? So you're not gonna give Ryu overhead to a launch? You ain't gonna give it to him?
No. Those characters, yeah, but not everybody. See,
overhead moves.
Those characters that got short limbs, Ryu and Ken, they deserve to open somebody up when they get close. And I'm gonna give their launches some more horizontal range.
Let them talking buffs.
Let them do 3 hits into launch. Let them go short launch. That's not too much. They always got to commit to the short launch, and then sometimes it don't reach. If you catch them on a cross, you dash the other side. You catch them on a cross up, it's gonna go. Whoop. Nope. I'm gonna make Ken's roll completely invincible.
Damn.
I'm gonna make Ken OD. My man, he gotta be that dangerous up close.
What about Dan? We keep him trash.
Dan sucks. He can stay the way he is.
Okay.
Fuck Dan.
Okay.
Fuck that. Notice we talking about everybody on Capcom side, right? There's some trash Marvel characters too, but they not trash. Let me see. Who's trash?
Is Mega Man top tier?
Mega Man is up there. You can't really. can't really change Mega Man. He not bad.
I'll give him. I know what buff I'll give him. I'll just make a random motion where it just charges the bust automatically, and you still got free reign for the fierce buster.
That's crazy. You trying to make a 0?
Oh, later tonight, crazy. You make him block the freaking fully charged buster. Get a makes called drones dashing that ass.
But I think he got instant overhead jump short, so they blocking that. He can open you up with that.
Give it to him. Look what Magneto do with Typhoon.
Right? I know. Give it to him.
Yeah, look what Magneto does with drones and shit. You serious?
No. Give it to him. He said, give it to him.
Give it to him. What the fuck? We still got Cable. Cable gonna shoot his ass anyway.
Cable is gonna shoot some Mega Man.
Yeah, that is a bad match if people don't know that.
It might change if you can open them up though. Who from the Marvel side? I'm not doing nothing to Captain Commando.
You good? Can stay just like that? Even the assist?
Yup. No, he stay. If his assist is gonna stay like that, I'm not touching him.
Fair.
Only actually no. To be fair, I would just make his Captain Sword always hit. That's it. I'll make his Captain Sword always hit because that's fair. But anything else, nope. You're gonna stay the way you are.
Yeah, man.
Maybe I'll touch Jill. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll touch Jill Valentine. Oh! I would do something to the Wolverine boys. I would give them the damn healing factor, at least as a super. Give the man his mutant power.
Don't even give him supers. Just let him have it as a thing for him where he just regains health. Like
like red health, right?
If it just come back, yeah.
Come on, give him his mutant power. What is that? How you in the game you don't got your mutant power?
That is true. Yeah, just give him that. That's fair.
Good question.
Say them Logan boys. Okay. 2 questions. Shout out to Rushdown Artist. He says, when are we getting an East Coast versus West Coast 5v5 main event MVC2 again? Them shits need to be hyped. This shit needs to be hyped. That shit is hype. Are there any untapped teams that could potentially be top tier Marvel 2? Well, let's answer the first question. Let's not even read the second one. I feel like it's still possible. Of course, everybody's there's a lot more people playing the game from East side. Well, I mean, East Coast is pretty much like the same old, not gonna lie. So I guess if we do it East Coast, like we really gotta think about it, or we just do New York versus West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I mean? Are we gonna actually do an East Coast West Coast, or are we gonna do just New York versus West Coast? You get what I'm saying? Because like obviously there's nobody else playing in Philly that I know of, right? I know nobody's playing in Jersey that I know of, like that's actually like in it heavy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, but I feel like it would be hype, especially like in a bots event or some shit. So yeah, I don't see no problem with that shit. What you think, Ellis?
Yeah. East Coast versus West Coast is always hype. Like I said before, like COVID definitely messed up a lot of things up because the game had a lot of momentum, especially going into Evo with the whole qualifiers for the big tournaments. You know what I mean? So that definitely sparked quite a few people making returns to the game. So that'd have been cool. So, but we don't know what the future holds. But we can definitely work towards something like that. Another East Coast versus West Coast 5v5, because those are lit, those are hype. So I'm definitely with that. In terms of teams, the second question: are there any untapped teams that could potentially be top tier in Marvel 2 that we haven't seen yet?
Outside of Max going Psych, look at that. Oh, this man follows, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean,
untapped teams.
I don't think that's untapped like fully yet. I see how Yipes how good Yipes is with that team, so I think it's tapped. I just want him to play it more.
He just wants the theory to be correct. Look at this guy. Let me see. Team Mitsu for sure. Iron Man, Stone Cable. I feel like that team is a little slept on. I wouldn't say it's untapped, but there's a lot of cool ways to try to lock somebody up and open them up instead of just using the same old scimitar counter hits or infinite or just hit into scimitar. There's a lot of cool shit that you could do with Iron Man, Storm, Typhoon. That's one. Let's see who else. Strider Doom is pretty much tapped. That's all about having a great sentinel at that point. If you got a good track. Let's see who else. I would like to see Cable send Psych at a high level. Some more. Cable Sen Psych is definitely a very good team because one thing I like about Cable Sen Psych is I can actually be active and fight with them. I can actually fight with Cable. I could get nasty with them. Like I could literally throw empty limbs and just call Psych at the end. Like I could really get like nasty with them. So I like shit like that. And I just like freaking crouch your fist into a hyper too. That shit is gangster. Shit is gay. Look Chris. Pull.
We call that team pull.
Yeah. So
pull.
MST. I feel like it's a team too.
I definitely think MST is still playable. It's just playable against what it's playable against. I think what it's bad against is just horrible. So it's one of those like almost all or nothing teams.
Like if you pick it on Cap, like great. If not, then yeah, you're gonna get your shit counted.
So I actually had a little conversation with Clockwork about this too, because I asked like what other Strider Doom teams would be, potentially good. We definitely explored Iron Man Strider Doom. That would be a really good team, I think. Being that Iron Man rocks with Doom, he's an excellent battery, and like Iron Man and freaking Strider got the synergy, especially with if you open up somebody with orbs. If you watch Justin Wong's channel, he's been doing a lot of orbs tag Iron Man. He's been playing like Iron Man Strider Ken. So the fact that you can tag in Iron Man off of those orbs combos, that's kind of OD. So that team has a lot of potential.
True, I forgot about that. And then if you actually landed that small health going, oh my god, that's cheap. And it builds meter too. That's disgusting. That's actually disgusting.
Yeah, it is. I think Dowsum Set Psych has a lot of potential. There's definitely a lot of tech out there if you check it out. I recently seen this freaking Chun-Li video that was kind of beast. And if anybody can actually execute the stuff that she was doing, she's kind of crazy. Are you seen that video?
Man, I've been said she was pretty cool. My folks telling me off a rip she's trash. Remember I had that conversation?
She was trash until I seen them juggle Infinite, bro.
Yeah, and freaking
not the ground shits.
She got some wild mix-ups with on Meaty with Sideblade, bro. That shit is kind of OD.
Yeah, she got a little bit of shit.
Some shit. I said that shit a while back. There's a couple of Chun-Li videos I've seen. I was like, yo, she's actually pretty decent. It's like, nah, she's trash. And I was like, okay. Never spoke about it again.
I never
spoke about it again. Hey,
you gotta worry about that guy. What's his name? Sentinel.
I'm doing the flyback fierce, guys. That
I'm talking about Blue Flames horizontal. That is flyback.
Yeah.
Characters got to worry about that. If you can't catch, you are going to have some trouble.
You notice how we're doing it with the middle finger too?
Yeah, that's the biggest finger.
Yeah. But,
there's some teams out there like, Omega Red on some teams.
I was just about to say that.
Yo, Omega Red, get it popping, man.
I like Omega Red Doom. Omega Red Doom is cool. That's straight wear down. Real shit, Storm Strider Doom would be a good ass team too.
Yeah, Clock and I talked about that one too.
If you get some good ass strings, good runaway with good strings with Doom rocks, you don't even need to call Doom like as you're doing pressure. Like call it out earlier, space it out, and then like if you could catch somebody jumping, you could do like a normal jab short to ground them. Rocks come in and then you go for a mix. You know what I mean? If that don't work, you can just run away and build the meter for Strider.
Just get the bars, and then he's okay with the Typhoon. You know what I mean? I see some teams that look like they're a little playable from the low tier side of things, like this stuff with Anakaris, some Anakaris teams. You know what I mean? He's pretty cheap.
Yo, you know what I seen? And it was pretty simple. You saw the shit with Justin with Rogue and Hulk?
Yeah.
Yo, so if you can have a strong point Rogue and don't really got to worry about Hulk coming in like most of the time, and you can open somebody up, you can actually one-touch kill with Rogue and Hulk if you have 2 bars. That's true. That shit one-touch kills Cable, so Max Storm, they're going to bleed. Right? Because they're the Pixies. I don't know about how it looks on Sentinel, but I'm a little bit of extra bars and a little bit of wear down. That'll fix that up. I can see that, man. A Rogue Hulk with some drones and some shit. I don't know, man. I can see it. Open up into 2 bars. Open them up. I might fuck around with that shit low key, bro.
Hey, listen. I'm also a fan of Team Dow.
That's
You know that
Omega
Juggernaut
Red,
Omega
Juggernaut
Red,
BB Hood.
Juggernaut BB. Oh yeah,
That
my
shit is
man
all
was.
checks.
Yeah.
It's from the triple team, right? That's and what we mean by checks is there's a lot of angles that Omega Red can handle in terms of like you trying to get in on an air dash or even Sentinel, right? And the thing what makes it annoying is that you got freaking the Buletta assist, right? The Ruby, the fucking not Ruby, wow.
She launched BB Hood.
BB Hood. I'm so stuck with Buletta, bro, that I forgot that was a name. That's crazy. So BB Hood, yeah. So she got that assist. That's a missile. So it's like if you check somebody with like Omega Strike, like in the air, they'll land into the missile, and they'll give you more chances to just like go in and like close the distance. And then obviously it's just a build meter. So then like one bad assist call or some shit, you're gonna lose a character. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's spoiled with Omega Red. I already know that the Juggernaut and BB Hood alone just does mad damage. So, like, yeah, I can see that teamwork, man. I mean, we saw what happened to Mike. We saw what happened to Mike Infinite, yeah.
Oh, yeah, check that out. That's on YouTube, y'all.
Yeah, Mike Infinite versus Dow. And that's when we was in playing the Japanese cats in their room in 09, EVO 09. So that was pretty cool. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man, that's a good-ass team, too. Fuck. Anacaris is a sleeper, too, let me tell you. Anacaris is a sleeper, too. A lot of like grappling commando shenanigans. He can actually force you to land.
He can open you up, boy. He can open you up. Yeah, he look funky, but he can open you up. He can definitely open you up.
My man do that charger. That shit look like the fucking shit that Yu-Gi-Oh be wearing on his chest. What's that shit called?
Oh, the freaking pyramid joint.
Yeah, he got that's his overhead. the Yu-Gi-Oh joint.
The Millennium Puzzle.
The Millennium Puzzle. There you go. That's what it is.
My Millennium Puzzle.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, that's a good one. Jesus, there's a lot of teams. Well, hopefully with the
random, real quick off topic. What freaking Millennium item did Kaiba have again?
Kaiba had a Millennium item. I don't remember.
Did he?
I don't remember.
Maybe he didn't. I know there was a dude with the Millennium Eye. I can't remember his names. This dude had the Millennium Puzzle. Kaiba didn't have nothing.
I don't remember, kid. That's a good ass question. You can let us know in the comments for sure. Remind us. Yo, and I think one of these episodes, Chris, we're gonna have to, especially now that we're doing it on the Discord, we're gonna have to do our cartoon tier list, man. We're gonna have to pick a day to really do this shit. But I think it's safe to say that we are done with this episode. Chris, unless you got something else to talk about, we can talk about it. The floor is yours.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay, take your time, brother. Take your time. We did have about like what? I don't even know how many questions we actually answered, to be real.
Wait, this was good. I forgot to add this question. Ruby, if you see the question I just put that was a good question I wanted to answer. If you see the question by Kef, Ruby. Millennium Puzzle, Millennium Eye, Millennium Ring, Millennium Scale, Millennium Key, Millennium Rod, Millennium Necklace.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Shout out to Kef.
We'll make this the last one.
As MPC2 players, what do you think is the importance of execution in modern games? A lot of older games had faster moves with very little hit stop. Made games feel faster, but more strict in execution. Missing dashes still gets people killed to this too. Overall, how much? Wait, let me see. Okay, it's a two-part question. Two-part question. So we'll answer this part first.
First half, okay.
Yeah. I'll let Yipe start with that because he is definitely the foremost authority, in my opinion, on execution.
Let me see. Well, thank you, sir. Let me just
Keep it a stack, because you don't play old and a lot of the new.
Well, in Marvel 2, yeah, you did miss a dash, you died. For sure, in certain instances, for sure. The importance of execution in modern games. Well, I mean, nowadays, the way the games are built is just really kill you freaking fast kind of games. So, like, in terms of execution, it's not much of a big barrier anymore in terms of learning it, because obviously you got a lot of things now. Like, you can map your buttons, you know, you can get a hitbox now, you know, to make things a little easier on the hands and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think the importance of execution in modern games now is just to be optimal in combos. To be real with you, back in Marvel 2, like, obviously it was one thing to be optimal, but it wouldn't be optimal if you don't get the good movement and the good confirms and shit like that, depending on the matchup, obviously. So, like, but execution more so was just to navigate through a lot of the bullshit back in the day. You know what I mean? That was the big thing about Marvel 2. You gotta navigate through the bullshit. There's so much going on, and you're not even taking consideration proximity guard and slow down. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's instances in the game where there's a lot of slowdown that happens when so much is going on. So, including when like Sentinel and Storm is in the mix. You know what I mean? Even Blackheart with those the pillars, it just causes some random shit too. You know what I mean? But that was the importance back in the day, in my opinion, was just to avoid and bob and weave the bullshit. Now that's kind of like that now, but because there's not many opportunities to move and get the hell away, execution ain't really much. You know what I mean? It's just about optimizing shit. You hit somebody, you kill them, or you hit somebody, you take as much life as possible and put them in a sticky situation after you hit them with the most hardest shit possible. You know what I mean? It was like that in Marvel 2, but again, the importance of execution was to avoid a lot of harsh situations. Now it's kind of like that now, but it's a little simpler because of macros and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. No, not Ruby. The other one first. The second part of Kev's question. It's really good. Okay. One more after that. Kev, I put two up there for Kev.
Okay, there's another part, right?
You see, Ruby is right before Tommy bonus one. Yeah, that'll be the last one. After we answer this one, we got one more, which is a pretty decent one.
Let's see here. What we got here?
Okay, so do you prefer a game with purposely not easy execution? If a remake MVC2 comes out, how would you feel about everyone having a one-button dash macro like in Strive or Melty? Overall, how much would you enjoy execution, and how important do you think it is in fighting game design? Okay, thanks. All right, so I'll go first on that one. So for me personally, it used to be annoying not having great execution, and that being a barrier between, you know, you wanting to implement certain strategies and you being able to do that or not. But like, as years went by and as I played newer games, it actually made me appreciate that more, because when the games got easier execution wise, you know, it kind of killed things for me in terms of, like, you know, like, it was something good to strive for. Like, you had a reason to practice hard, you know what I mean? And, you know, the type of work that you had to put in to get the execution to actually, you know, manifest the strategies that you want to employ or express yourself in a certain way in a game, you know, that went and towards the newer games, like, you felt like that aspect of the game was taken from you. So, like I said, I always like games to be like a reflection of sports and you being an athlete. Yeah, like, you know, there's two sides of being an athlete, a professional, professional sports player. You know, you gotta have intelligence. You gotta know what you're doing on the field, on the court, everything, and then you gotta be in shape. You know what I mean? If you ain't in shape, you're gonna get cooked up by somebody that's whizzing by and stuff like that. So it gives you a reason to be training and stay sharp. You know what I mean? And then, like, when you just see, like, they make another progression of the game and everybody is able to off rip just do the stuff that people had to train hard for, it kind of kills it, and it gives you like a less appreciation for the work that went into in those games. So I am totally against like Marvel 2 having a one button dash macro, being that how important air dashing is and just dashing in general is in that game. You know what I mean? Like now, with the newer games, I mean, like it's, I guess being that everybody has a dash prop most likely, and I guess it's not such a bad thing because it kind of coincides with the mechanics of the game. But in terms of like Marvel 2 and stuff like that, I am totally against that.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to that point where, like, so let's say we do get the remaster, because they have been talking about bringing out the remaster, right? I'm pretty sure they're gonna take it into consideration. So to make it more entry level, they're probably gonna give you more input slots only when you edit your controller. So you might have everything that you need, the assist and all, plus the dash button. So obviously, in my opinion, I'll be a little upset of that, just because of, I'm gonna keep it real. I worked very hard for my execution, like very, very hard. You know what I mean? Like through trial and error. Talking about like from busted fingers to my arm getting tired, my wrist getting tired. You know what I mean? Like I put in the fucking work. So like seeing all of that shit just get boiled down to like 10 years and change of work into a possibly a month, an hour maybe. You know what I mean? Especially now that people could grasp fighting games so fast. You know, it'll be a slap to the face to me. But to be honest, that's just me being greedy, because obviously we're trying to cater to the new generation of players. You know what I mean? So I guess I will be tight. There was a situation like that where you can have all the buttons allowed, assist 1, assist 2, plus a dash button. But if I run tournaments from that shit, I'm gonna ban the fuck out of it. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? If it's me, y'all getting banned. Y'all ain't using that shit. You know what I mean? Or if y'all are gonna use it, y'all gotta lose one of y'all assists. You know what I mean? Y'all not gonna have 2 assists in a fucking air dash. You crazy?
Yeah. You gotta sacrifice something, right?
You gotta sacrifice something, you know what I mean? And that kind of sounds childish, but guys, best believe that shit was hard to gain. That's why Fnatic got so much shit back in the day from everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, things have changed now, and I'm not trying to say that just to scare you guys. If you want to come play and play your game execution-wise, you want to just have fun, go ahead. You can use the back row, but you're not gonna get no respect from me. I'm gonna be a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just it for me. Now, when it comes to like Strive and Melty, it's different situations, because remember, Marvel 2, again, high execution with dashing, it was to avoid a lot of the bullshit. Strive and Melty, you use dash buttons mainly for setups. You know what I mean? Like when I play Strive, I don't use the dash button for movement. I use the actual fucking stick to move around and shit. Now for the setups, like the disc setups for the tight dashes and shit, I'll use the dash button. You know what I mean? And you kind of need one, to be honest, when you play those type of characters in those type of games. And mind you, to 1-on-1, so you don't have to worry about assists and shit like that. You feel me? But Marvel 2, you got to worry about not only hitting the character, but avoiding the assist and avoiding a sticky situation while blocking or avoiding the assist. Hell, the assist could be used as just bait itself for you to get hit. You trying to get away from shit. You know what I mean? But imagine just being crispy 100% of the time. Like even me with high execution, I'll miss here and there. You know what I mean? I'll miss here and there in a situation for me trying to avoid something. Combos, I pretty much got it on lock. In terms of avoiding, just keep it consistent. That's what keeps it a little more difficult. But that's just how I see it, you know?
Yeah, cool. So we got one last question. I think is a really good one.
Let me see.
So,
your favorite commentary
Tommy bonus.
Shout out to Tommy Bones, the AMO Pancration. AMO Pancration. So he asked your favorite commentary moment, gig, set. You can answer all three, I guess. And then let me see. Favorite commentary moment. One of the most funniest, and it's crazy. It's it's with me and Chris Matrix. We was commentating Ultimate Marvel 3 in Winter Brawl. Justin versus Chris G in the finals. Yo, when I tell you Chris was losing his shit, bro, seeing some storm. And my voice was already hoarse, but I was still cracking the fuck up. That was a pretty funny moment. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you guys, like, just obviously in the No Frills podcast, you get to know us a little bit. I actually never watched none of my old commentary. Never. Like, I'll get like like somebody will like bring it up to me, be like, yo, you remember this funny shit? And I'll look at it and I'll reminisce. But like, I don't actually go and look back and look at my like past commentary shit. Like every gig that I do, I just leave it in the past and I just move forward. That's how it works. So my favorite gig, Hmm. I don't know, man. I had a lot of fucking gigs, dude. I would have to say, I'll say favorite moment. Another favorite moment. Let me not say gig. I got too many for me to even remember, to be very honest with you. So when I met Tasty Steve the first time was pretty freaking cool. We met through commentary 2011 in SoCal Regionals, and mind you, we already had mad respect for each other, right? And this is the first time meeting in person, and it was pretty cool. So, and it was the first time we got on the microphone, and it was so cool because we was so hyped when we was watching in Marvel 3 that we didn't give a fuck about structure or like, you know, people taking turns on commentary. We was literally just talking over each other. So wow, she's like, oh my god, you see that? Yeah, I see that. But like, we was bugging the fuck out to the point where they had to tell us in our ear, hey, Steve, let Yipes talk, or like Yipes let Steve talk type shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I would have to say that was another moment. In terms of set, damn, that's too many, bro. I'm gonna have to bring it to Marvel 2. I'm gonna have to say, damn, I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's too hard. You got one? Give me some time to think in terms of set.
Right. So my favorite commentary moment, they might overlap. It's tough, and I'll tell you guys why. But I'll say my favorite commentary moment was the whole. I can't remember which NEC it was, but it was when Yipes and I commentated Justin versus Sanford, and it went 10-9. The first time Sanford took it 10-9. That was my favorite because like we all real close, and like watching that set had so much nostalgia. We both got emotional at the end of the set because like, you know, I mean, it wasn't just about the set, it was about the love, it was about the camaraderie between them. And like, we're both watching it, like even the last game, that's the only time you see Yipes and us stuck on commentary sometimes, just like this, in awe, because like, we're like, what's gonna happen this last match right here, you know what I mean? So we got stuck on the last match a little bit, and like just trying to read that outcome was crazy, you know what I mean? And it was a great set. If you can check it out, that was probably my favorite moment on commentary. Gig was definitely the Twin Galaxies Fight Club, when I got to commentate the triple threat between Yipes, Justin, and Sanford. That was terrific because that was entertaining as hell. They all came with their game, you know what I mean? That set was OD. And like just the arena and everything like that was popping. You know what I mean? I always love seeing Titan Marvel, and I mean, it's a whole another level of the game, and it never disappoints me. My favorite set, I'll try to like keep it with something that I personally commentated, not like, because my favorite set in general probably would have been Desmond versus Chris Schmidt. But in terms of something that I commentated,
See, I'm telling you, bro, that was one of them I was thinking of. Desmond and Schmidt for sure. Damn, I like anything. You know what? Fuck it. I'll tell you my favorite set just because it had some funny moments. Man, Potter versus Evil Rashawn, man. That shit was funny as hell, boy. When I tell you, you had the hunger / like two opponents just being dicks to each other. Freaking like, that just had it all in terms of what I freaking really loved at the FGC. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, the shit talk. Like everybody's just talking shit next to each other on some cool, relaxed shit. Ain't nobody disrespecting. You know what I mean? It's just people shitting on each other's skills. You know what I mean? There was some real crazy quotables. Go check that out. It was it's Evil Rashawn, no, Huggy Bear versus Potter, Evo 2006 money match. You can find that at ZachD.com. You can find it at
ZachD.com/MVC2.
That's MVC2. That is definitely one of my favorite sets, man. Like for real. And it had nothing to do with skill. Like they was both nice. It was just everything else added to it, man. Everything else added to it was ill.
Yeah, outside it was crazy.
Yeah, what?
Sure. The set is too hard.
I like Schmidt versus Eric too, Evo 2007.
Okay.
That was a good one too.
I mean, like the Duck versus Sanford was legendary.
OD. I was thinking
To
about
be
that
in the
one too.
building for that, like the roars of the crowd. Both coasts, East Coast is over here, West Coast is over here, mobbed out. That was crazy. That might be it for me. That might be it.
Duck and Sanford? That shit was dope.
Yeah.
You look to the left side, and it was literally the left side. It was West Coast. Just freaking,
Yes.
they're just bugging out. And then you had everybody in the East cheering for Sanford, which is pretty cool. That was actually like the first time I seen something like that. Like obviously we always had our East-West rivalry. Everybody's like in a conglomerate all together in the crowd. But that was like literally the first time it literally separated from what I remember, where it was literally one side of West Coast and one side of East Coast. I mean, obviously it was more West Coast than East. Obviously we're in the West Coast, but you get what I'm saying. But it was all in all, it was just an incredible show, you know. So I like that one.
Yeah.
So.
All right, but yo, great question, Tommy Bone. Tommy Bone's a bonus. Everybody, great questions today. You know what I mean? We definitely enjoy answering you guys' questions. So feel free to drop, questions in the comments and likes and any suggestions that y'all want to see from us or anything like that. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. We are not, ashamed of any constructive criticism. So we definitely like to hear the opinions of the people, because at the end of the day, we do this for y'all. But that is going to conclude our episode today. Yeah, you want to give them anything?
Nah, man. Just want to give a shout out to everybody that follows and show love. We're pretty much just brainstorming in terms of a lot of shit that we're trying to do content wise. Forgive us, guys, for the late entries of the No Frills podcast. There's a lot going on, including me back on the gig side of things. Chris Matrix doing this thing, just on life in general. You know what I mean, with family and stuff like that. Ruby, of course, he'll be like stuck from time to time. You know what I mean. But at the end of the day, it's just all a collective effort. So sometimes it'll be on me, it'll be on Chris. You know what I mean. But we'll always try to find time to bring it to you. You know what I mean. And just keep an eye out, because we actually have some very special guests pulling up to the show. A doozy. It might be a doozy. One guy that we're gonna bring in is gonna be cool, a little bit dramatic, maybe. And I was thinking about one other guy, but the drama levels would be so real that I think it would actually poison the show. So I'm not bringing them on. But just know we're trying to make it a little more spicy, a little bit different from the norm, especially for the nostalgic folks out there that's been following the FGC. Yeah, man, just stick around. We got a lot of cool shit coming up. You know what I mean? Just follow us on all social media. You see it right here, of course. At IFC Ice, at the Matrix 303. Of course, I'll be streaming. I'll be trying to stream from like 3 to 4 times a week. Matrix at least be streaming it as well. You know what I mean? So just follow us at our respective channels and our respective socials, man. So hit that sub button, hit the like if you enjoyed this episode, and just hit us in the comments if you want to see something cool on the No Frills podcast, man. Give us some ideas. You know what I mean? The comment section, without all that poison and the toxic, even though it's rare, you know what I mean? In our comment section, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? But it's an open world for you guys to just give us some ideas, man. So go for it, okay? But with that being said, I'm signing off. You good, Chris? You got anything to say?
I'm good.
All right, man. Peace and love, y'all. See y'all next time.